इंजीनियरिंग का लाइफ ये स्ट्रेस फ्री होता है सिर्फ एडमिशन फॉर्म भरने तक। उसके बाद असाइनमेंट्स, डेडलाइंस, सीजीपीए का चक्कर, ऊपर से प्लेसमेंट्स। लेकिन हॉस्टल वाले दोस्त ना हो तो ये सब सहना बहुत मुश्किल होता है। किसी का बर्थडे सेलिब्रेशन हो या इंडिया के आईसीसी जीतने के बाद का सेलिब्रेशन, यहाँ सब होता है। और शाम की वो छोटी छोटी आउटिंग्स, एक कप चाय, रोड साइड मोमोज, फालतू की बातें, ये छोटी छोटी चीज़ें ही होती है कॉलेज लाइफ को बोरिंग से जीना लायक बनाने वाला। ये लोग तेरा दिमाग ख़राब करेंगे, तुझे रात भर सोने नहीं देंगे, लेकिन जब लाइफ टफ होगी यही सबसे पहले तेरे साथ होंगे। एक दिन ये हॉस्टल खाली होगा, ये गलियाँ सुना सुना लगेगी, पर ये यादें ये लाइफ टाइम चलेंगी।
Have you ever looked at someone else's financial decision and thought that
That's insane. The lesson: don't judge others by their money decisions. We all have different stories. What if I told you that success and failure in life aren't just about skill, but it's also about luck and risk? Let's take Bill Gates' example. A quick math. In 1968, there were roughly 303 million high school age people in the world, according to the UN. About 18 million of them lived in the United States. About 270,000 of them lived in Washington state. A little over 1 lakh of them lived in the Seattle area. And only about 300 of them attended Lakeside School. Started with 303 million, ended with 300. 1 in a million high school age students attended the high school that had the combination of cash and foresight to buy a computer. Bill Gates happened to be one of them. Gates is not shy about what is this meant. If there had been no Lakeside, there would have been no Microsoft. He told the school's graduating class in 2005.
Statement issued by EdTech major Byju's indicates that there will be major layoffs coming soon.
Indian startups on average are laying off about 1,600 workers each day.
Just like Bill Gates, there are thousands of every smart people who didn't make it just because of bad luck or bad timing.
The worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1987.
The Dow traders are standing there watching in amazement. I don't blame them.
We're now down 43%.
Almost everything there completely wiped out. And the NASDAQ, everything and more has been completely wiped out.
Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate.
Can I get you to speak a little to Aaron?
Yeah, 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion.
The lesson: be humble about your success and kind about your failure, because luck and risk are the two sides of the same coin. So how much money is important for you? 10 lakhs, 1 crore, 100 crores? Surprisingly for many, the number is never. Now take Rajat Gupta's example. He was a millionaire, respected in finance, but instead of stopping, he wanted more. So he did insider trading and then ended up in jail. The problem: when you chase infinite wealth, you risk losing everything for a little more.
You can imagine the American economy is an economic train moving down a track that has no ending.
Even Warren Buffett, one of the richest men ever, says, the lesson: enough is a skill. If you do not define yourself what is enough for you, you will never be satisfied, no matter how much you have. What's the secret to massive wealth? Luck? Genius? No. It's compounding. But surprisingly, most people underestimate it. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. But did you know he made 90% of his wealth after turning 50? Compounding is a magic trick. It works slowly at first, but then, boom, it explodes over time. But the problem is most people quit too early. Imagine planting a tree and digging it up every week to check if it's growing. That's exactly what people do with investments.
In 2025, we all are gonna turn 20. We are no more children. Instead of thinking money as a tool for flexing, use it to pay your own college fees, use it to pay the rent of your house, use it to help father buy a new apartment, use it for the treatment of your mother. Life is not about flexing how fucking rich I am or make you made it type reels, but it is about gifting father a car or use $1 billion to help or educate people out there. That's why even Raj Samani says,
बट जब तक तुम्हें लग रहा है ना कि पैसा नहीं है तब तक कुछ और मत सोचो, सिर्फ पैसे कमाओ. लाइक एवरीबडी विल टेल यू पैशन होना चाहिए, पर्पस होना चाहिए, तुम्हें ये करना चाहिए. कुछ नहीं करना, सिर्फ पैसे कमाओ, क्योंकि पैसे कमाओगे तो तुम्हारे अंदर भी कॉन्फिडेंस आने लगेगा, तुम्हारी इज्जत होगी बाहर.
कंटेंट, स्टार्टअप, ये सब ट्रेंड वाली बातें. भाई कुछ ढंग का कर ले.
हमारा प्लान भी क्या है?
जॉब कर ले भाई, टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे अपना.
दूर रहे ये सबसे.
अरे कब तक ऐसे घिसते रहोगे?
ज्यादा काबिल बन रहे हो.
अपने माँ बाप के बारे में सोचो कुछ.
जिंदगी बर्बाद कर रखी है.
लेकिन भाई मैं तो करूँगा. So the 8th chapter of the book Psychology of Money is Tales You Win, which means लाइफ में बहुत सारे फेलियर्स आएंगे, लेकिन उन मोमेंट्स में भी तुम्हें अपना काम करते रहना है. You need only one right moment to change everything. One small success can outweigh many failures. मेरा एग्जाम्पल देख लो. मेरा 3 परसेंटाइल से छूटा था, तो मैं क्या रोया था बैठ के. From 86.37 percentile to 90.068 percentile, along with managing boards and getting a 93.8% there in just matter of 2 months. How I moved on. I thought going into these tier 3 colleges will ruin my life. I will not be able to make friends. I will not be able to be like Tharun, like Akash, like Sankho, like Dr. Anuj Pashil, like Hasel with Harman, like Ishan Sharma. But then I joined Tharun's course. Now I am working towards my passion, along with managing my college with a 8.5 plus CGPA. Life goes on, bro. The show must go on.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All I want is to be free.
everyone's goal in their 20s is to own a Lambo, a private jet, a big mansion, whatnot. But they need to understand that people buy expensive things hoping to get admiration, but in reality, they only admire the thing, not the person. True respect comes from character and actions, not from luxury possessions. The key takeaway: if you are spending money just to impress others, it won't work because they aren't thinking about you at all.
Most people think wealth is about luxury items and flashy spending, but real wealth is invisible. It's the money you save and invest, not what you show. The key takeaway: if you want to be truly wealthy, focus on financial security, not status symbols.
इतनी भीड़ में अपने आप को अलग कैसे करोगे? चैप्टर 10 says सेव करो.
Savings gives you options to stand out, to take risks, to live your way.
It's freedom. Ditch the stress. Own your life.
Every middle class boy's dream is to own a super bike. But what's stopping them?
And long-term wealth, it's not what you flaunt, it's what you keep. सेव करोगे तो अलग बनोगे. Start now.
The best financial decisions aren't always purely logical. They are sometimes emotional too.
सोचो, हर टाइम कोई इंसान लॉजिकल रह सकता है? तुम खुद रह सकते हो क्या? हॉस्टल में जब किसी का बर्थडे सेलिब्रेशन होता है तो क्या तुम रूम में बैठे रहते हो? जब दोस्त लोग सेलिब्रेट कर रहे होते हैं, एंजॉय कर रहे होते हैं, तो क्या तुम रूम में सो रहे होते हो? Financial decisions are the ones which you can stick for decades.
Instead of stating the perfect strategy, focus on one that fits your personality and lifestyle. The key takeaway: being reasonable and consistent is better than being perfectly rational.
Down 1.7% here, a loss of 37 points or so. Apple shares are just getting hammered this morning.
We're down by between 3 and 4.5% generally across these markets. Let's talk about the speed with which we are watching this market deteriorate.
Did you know the biggest financial events in history were unpredictable? No one saw them coming.
In the world is happening on Wall Street.
2-year note yields went from 190 to 166 in the blink of an eye.
On the NASDAQ, everything and more has been completely wiped out.
Markets have even plummeted following a sell-off in global markets over the coronavirus pandemic.
Bitcoin just hit an all-time high moments ago.
We love to think the economy follows a pattern, but history is full of surprises, crashes, booms, and market shifts. No one can predict.
2025 स्टॉक मार्केट के लिए बहुत खराब है।
धमाका, क्रैश, खत्म, मतलब लोगों बहुत जबरदस्त पैसा खोने वाले हैं।
Even the smartest investors can't predict the future perfectly. So instead of trying to guess what's next, prepare for uncertainty. That's why the best strategy isn't about knowing the future. It's about adapting when surprises happen. The lesson: the future is unknown, but you can prepare for it. Make a financial plan which can work both in good times as well as in bad times. What's the biggest mistake in finance? Thinking everything will go as planned. But the truth is, you need room for error. No matter how smart you are, things will go wrong. The economy changes, markets crash, and unexpected costs show up. That's why successful people always plan for mistakes. They leave room for error, so that when things go wrong, they don't lose everything. Even Warren Buffett keeps billions in cash, not because he's afraid, but because he's prepared for uncertainty. The lesson: success isn't always about being right. It is about surviving when things go wrong. Give yourself room for error. What you want today might not be what you want in the future. Think of the time when you were happy when your mother gave you the balance which is left after buying that chai ka packet. But now you know that with that balance, you will not be able to drink a single drop of water in the practical world. The smartest financial decision is one that allows flexibility. Instead of locking yourself into rigid goals, give yourself room to adapt as life changes. The key takeaway: plan for change because your future self will thank you.